guess what, folks? The sun made an appearance in Alaska a couple of days ago for 12 minutes, a couple of days before it's supposed to appear. In Greenland, the sun came up 2 days earlier than it was supposed to. You know, I'm hearing stories about the moon being off track in the sky. You know, these stories are coming in from around the world. So something very, very big is taking place. Okay, something is happening. It's being covered up. Nobody's talking about it. I feel that it's very odd that even Alex Jones isn't talking about the Earth changes per se, like as far as the sun rising early in places or the moon being off track. Why is that? You know, I don't know. He's all about making people pissed off and making them think the war's fixing to start. However, he's not talking about the things that are important. And right now, the events of what's happening in the world are very important because it affects us all. It's the planet Earth, folks. It's a global thing. We are all going to be affected. We all need to prepare for what's coming. Now, I still hadn't gotten to the new evidence here that I've got against FEMA and that helps to support our theory about an intentional earthquake. Now, I'm sure those people out there are going, well, hurry on, get to it. Well, if you're in a situation that requires you to hurry up and get to that information, and you can't spend 10 minutes of your time or 15 minutes or even 30 minutes gathering this information to learn something, then you don't need to be here. So, and we'll go ahead and say that. You don't need to be here. Anyhow, moving on, I want to get to how the Gulf of Mexico oil spill is, and this was written summer of last year, okay? And it talks about the New Madrid fault zone, okay? You need to look here, all right? There's a very important aspect of the Gulf of Mexico oil spill crisis that hardly anyone is talking about. You see, it's not just an oil spill that BP has unleashed on the floor of the Gulf of Mexico. What BP has done is that they have uncorked an oil volcano that is violently spewing oil and gas out of the floor of the Gulf of Mexico so violently and with such pressure that it is beyond the capacity of human technology to control it. Well, they said they got it, and that's what the oil cap was for. Remember, this was written the summer of last year, so bear with me. Millions upon millions of gallons of oil have already been pumped into the Gulf of Mexico, and millions upon millions more will continue to be pumped into the Gulf before all of this is over. So could all this violent activity on the floor of the Gulf of Mexico spark seismic activity in the region that could potentially be absolutely catastrophic? Pay attention, folks. Could this oil volcano cause an earthquake along the New Madrid fault line that is so powerful that it could bring about the end of the world as we know it for those living in the area? Those are legitimate questions. And it goes on to talk about this, and I'll leave a link there for all you guys who want to come back and read the full story. But think about it. That was summer of last year, and here we are going through these events now. And I'm absolutely sure that they are that they have something to do with the BP oil spill. And here's another article that's very interesting, and it goes on to talk about, and this is the article that I got that had that map right there, and it says the Mississippi Canyon and what a seismic or nuclear event could trigger. Okay, and what they're talking about is when they were discussing options for blowing that whale with a nuclear bomb, that it would create activity in the seismic zone, the New Madrid seismic zone. I say New Madrid, tomato, for all you picky folks out there, whatever. Anyways, this is what could happen to the Mississippi Valley with an event that, like we're talking about here. Look at the east coast of Texas, how much underwater it is. Look at all these areas underwater, okay? Looking over here at North Carolina, man, it gets kind of close to where we're at, but, you know, we're up in the mountains, so we're in these mountain range right here, so I feel safe and secure for now. But look, it practically separates the entire East Coast from the west. The entire East Coast from the west. What's going to happen to us all? What is this going to do to our lives? You think about it. I'll link up this story for all the rest of you guys to read. Right here's a website that it's a sunrise, sunset calendar. Like for you guys to all pay attention to this site, I'll put a link down in more details, because we need to keep track of when the sun is rising and when it's setting. All right, because something is wrong. The world is vibrating, the world is shaking, and it's throwing off our sunrise and sunset and the path of the moon. If you guys can't see that the gravity of this earth is being perturbed, that something is going on, I don't know what else to tell you, but I'm trying to offer you information here that'll help you solve this puzzle and put the pieces together. So I'll link up to that in the more details section of the video. Now let's get to the evidence here. Finally, getting to the evidence. Now, I reported that FEMA was buying up all the freeze-dried food that is available for survivalists and whatnot. Now here we have the proof. This was issued on the 20th of January 2011. Notice type, sources sought. Okay, and who this applies to: all other miscellaneous food manufacturing. Contracting Office, Department of Homeland Security, Federal Emergency Management Agency. Okay, so those are the customers here that are buying up all of the food. And here we go. Let's go back to where it's important here. Description: the Federal Emergency Management Agency procures and stores prepackaged commercial meals to support readiness capability for immediate distribution to disaster survivors routinely. The purpose of this request for information is to identify sources of supply for meals in support of disaster relief efforts based on a catastrophic disaster event within the New Madrid fault system for a survivor population of 7 million to be utilized for the sustainment of life during a 10-day period of operations. All right, they're planning on this, guys. Check it out. FEMA is considering the following specifications: 14 million meals per day. Okay, then it goes on to say what the serving size and nutrition of these foods should be. Okay, now look at them. This is going out to all these organizations. They're doing a questionnaire on whether or not these companies can support this request. Okay, they're numbered questions all throughout, and I will provide a link for this as well for you to read. Here we go. Something else interesting. Remember, I told you Walmart was designated as a FEMA store and would be one of the only retailers out there allowed to distribute and sell food products to Americans. Now look at this. Does your organization have the capabilities to deliver products directly to FEMA's CONUS distribution centers? CONUS is, I think it stands for, what's the word I'm looking for here? Not contingency, but continuity of the United States. Okay, CONUS. That's what I believe it stands for, something along them lines. Okay, and it shows that they're asking people, do you qualify for this contract? Okay. Okay. And it says vendors are encouraged to ask the government questions regarding this potential requirement. Okay, and they're saying that all submissions for this request must be in no later than 2 p.m. 26th of January 2011. They're pushing for something. Think about it. Connect the dots, people. All right, FEMA coffins. They were out 2 years ago. This tells you this is something that's been in the works, that's been planned. Okay. 3 years ago, I'm sorry, for the FEMA coffins. And now look, they are requesting all these meals be, they're looking for a company that can support delivering all of this food to where they want it to. And it states right here that The purpose of the request for information is to identify sources of supply for meals in support of disaster relief efforts based on a catastrophic disaster event within the New Madrid fault system. All right, look at for a survival population of 7 million. They're looking at serving 14 million meals per day. Something is right around the corner, folks. I've shown you guys the seismic activity. If you haven't seen it, you need to go look. All right, I've got videos that show the activity that I've taken note of, and I've got videos that show normal activity. For all those skeptics that say what I was showing people was normal, shoot, you need to go to the video that shows the normal activity, and then eat your words, okay? Because for me, I think you're shills. I think you're out there trying to ease people's minds about all of this. Look, I'm not Chicken Little, and I'm not calling that the sky is falling, but I'm calling for this is all cause for alarm, okay? And you can react with common sense and a plan and prepare for this event, or you can react with fear, okay, and not get nothing accomplished at all because you're too scared. All right, you're too shocked by the news that you're receiving. But something is going on in the world. The media is not reporting about it. This is a very, 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 very important thing. All right? All of the dots are coming together. FEMA coffins, trains, the New Madrid, the birds and the animals, everything is all finally falling in place. The dots are finally being connected. This is just one more nail in the coffin in regards to proof against our government, the New Madrid fault system, and Haarp, and all the intentional efforts at creating drama in our daily lives with a catastrophic event. Okay? If you guys need any further information, please, before you PM me, look down in the more detailed section of the video, and there will be links to everything that we're looking at here, okay? And I'll be glad to answer your questions the best that I can. But something is coming right around the bend. And if you don't believe that this isn't something that we need to pass around to every single person we know, then I hate it. Something's wrong with you. Okay, because this is a catastrophic event on such a level that it involves everybody, the whole global community. Okay, even a little event at the seismic zone, the New Madrid seismic zone, is cause for an alarm because it would affect the entire world. I mean, the death of the Gulf Stream has already affected most of Europe's weather conditions. Over there, reporting that they haven't seen winters like this for 1,000 years. Okay, everything points to pole shift, a new intentional ice age, like I've been talking about, and martial law in regards to a catastrophic event that is being planned for. Now, this isn't something, there ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about this. It's coming. And if you can't see the signs and everything that I'm showing you, then I'm sorry. I guess I have to say you deserve to be where you're at after an event because, well, you didn't want to listen, you refused to see the signs, and you believed your local media and your mainstream media outlets. Well, that's what they want. They want you to throw your hands out for some help when it goes down. Guess what, guys? I ain't going to do it. And I hope none of you do either. Now, let's get this information out here to people. Let's get them to researching and investigating. I see a lot of people out there, and I hear from a lot of people who are talking about how they're opening the eyes of coworkers and friends and family, and they're doing it in the right way. They're not trying to shove all this information down their throat at the same time. They're giving them bits and pieces. And once some people look at the bits and pieces, the doubters or the people that just don't know about it, once they look at the bits and pieces, they come back for more. You know, they're hungry for more information, and that's how you do it. Kudos go out to all them people who are busting their asses to get this information out there. That's how important this is, okay? And there's something else I need you to know. Things are happening because of the fact that me and Jenny put this information out there for all y'all, okay? Things are happening with her. Things are happening with me. And I need to let each and every one of y'all know that I do have a backup plan in regards to what's going on with me, and it's something